Hi, this is IK. Welcome to read of crude continuous. I have reassigned variable x declared as constant. Cannot redeclare block scoped variable x. Okay, it is both declaration is in this block. Block is inside curly brackets. But when I create this and this, there is no error. There is no error. It is a life scope. This variable live is only inside this block. And this is alive only inside this block. Okay. Look at here. We have declaration of variable post here inside this scope, inside this block, and we declare this again, the variable posts here. But look at it, is a new scope. It is a scope from this. There is a lot of block until this. There is one block. And inside that block there is this block and inside this block, yes, here it is, inside this block, we again declare variable post equal data what coming from server. All post, it is array from server coming. We saved, we memorize in this variable posts complete response data, complete data, complete array is here. All our post is here. First declaration and assignment of post is use state hook. And the initial value is empty array. Here is an empty array. Square brackets means array. Curly brackets means object. Here is array. It is the first declaration, here declaration in this of constant posts is empty array. But after connection with the server, after we send a method get, hypertext transfer protocol get method to our server, we get data, and that data we save, we memorize in this constant with same name posts, same name post. But here is something else very, very important. Use state. Use state is hook. What only that hook can change state, variable state. Only that hook, that function use state can change value. We can set reassign a new value to state, variable state. Here we have variable state we spoke about. We have 3 variable state posts: show edit form, updated it. Now we spoke about posts. Set posts is a function. Set show edit form is a function. Set update ID is a function. It is not state, but it is function. And hook use state give us state post and initial value of that. And function set post. Function set post is a function that can change value of post. We can set reassign a new value to post. And here it happens. Set post. Set post, function set post. Here is a parameter of function is post. It is this post. And here is changed. It is interesting. Here is declare and assign. But it is in this moment it is same name of post, but it is different in different block. And this post there is this value, this array what coming from server. But in these curly brackets here, this post, there is a value empty array. And after this set post, parameter post, after this statement, we have a new value for post. Empty became full of post, if there is a post. Became value from responses.data. And only after that, and that set post, does it life of this block life constant variable who live only in block and die, it is now it is there is a value what here is assigned. But how its value can go out of the curly bracket? How that assignment, how that variable what live only in inside block, born and die. Here is a born after block. Here is a block after block not exist. Does it because of set post, life of post became global, we can say like that, global for this function read. It means that a new value exists here outside of this block were born, live outside of this block. And does it because of set post, something like telecommunicate this statement with this variable, change it over a mountain and over a river and over all obstacle. Here is obstacle is curly brackets, or it is something other. It is something other. It is closure. It is closure. very often we have closure through in React. What is closure? Closure is word said as when we have function. For example, use effect is function. It is hook and it is function. And that function is closed inside read. Read is function also. Read is function. And look at body of that function, arrow function. And inside of that body, we have a use effect function. It is use effect function is closed. Is closed by read function. And we call that closure. Closure. Use effect is closure. And that use effect have access to post. Read function is a lexical environment for use effect. Again, read function, all inside curly brackets of read function, all inside, is lexical environment in curly brackets. But use effect, there is own lexical environment. Inside that lexical environment, there is a function get, axios.get. It is function. And there is axios.get and get is method of axios, and there is a method 10, and the parameter of method 10, function 10, is arrow function. Inside we have a post and set post. Again, read function, there is a use function. Use effect is closure. Axios get, and we can go axios.get dot 10 is closure of use effect. Use effect. That function axios.get.10, there is a variable post here inside. And use effect as closure have access to post. And use effect and axios get 10 is closure of use effect, and there is access post. Because use effect there is access to post, axios.get have also access to post. And by that line, by that theory, we have possibility of that. For better to see, we can type 10 get here enter, and this sketch get here for better to see, because monitor is not wide so that we can see all, but my monitor not wide, so, and not wide the paper in the book. If I when I would write book about React, about this. Okay. Here is about closure. Look at a closure is the combination of function bundled together, enclosed, with references to its surrounding state, the lexical environment. In other words, closure gives you access to an outer function's scope from an inner function. In JavaScript, closures are created every time a function is created, at function creation time. Example, function unit, there is declaration of variable name, assignment, declaration, and initialization or assignment value Mozilla, and inside there is a function display name. Look at, here is a variable, here is a function. Function display name have access to variable name. Closure is in JavaScript and in this programming with JavaScript is the most useful, the most often in JavaScript programming, closure. And function display, there is access variable name. And lexical environment is this lexical is inside of curly brackets of body of function. It is every function there is a body of function, and in that body of function it is a lexical environment of that function, and every variable born inside curly brackets inside the lexical environment, variable life of variable is only inside that curly brackets, and no other function can have access to that variable, but only if that function is not closure function. If function is closure, like here, that closure function have access lexical environment and have access to body other functions. But it is not any function, it is a mother function, we can say it like that. And let's go back to our closure. Function read, there is inside curly brackets, inside block, there is a use effect closure. There is a handle add new post closure. There is a handle delete closure. There is a handle update closure. There is a handle update post closure. All it is closure. All it is function inside the function read, inside function read. And now we are very, very experienced in read function components. Now we know all about this. I must said this. Alert. I add alert. Component read.js has finished rendering. it alert, let's go to see when we first open, we have component read.js has finished rendering. Okay. And look at, we have read, we call that, we refresh, we call that read, in the read rendered, would be rendered. And when finished rendered, component read call, there is a possibility call use effect. It is automatically inside of structure of React, function of React component. Always something must call function. Function cannot start without call it. Use effect is function what is called by event rendering is finished. When component, any component, when finished rendered, can, if exists that use effect, will call use effect. And we see that use effect is would be called. We see alert, and again refresh. Okay, now you look at down. We have rendered, and we have use effect, and we have all post here. But and known rule for component is if state changes, we have rendered, component rendered. If state changes, look at now, delete, update. There is no rendering of read. We have changes, but update. C would be O, and update. Now C is O, but there is no alert. But posts, state posts, plural posts, it means all post is member inside array posts. We changed this post. We delete some post. We add some post. We add some post. And we submit. Here it is. Okay. But we have not re-rendering component. We have not re-rendering component. How we have that? We have that thanks to this empty array. Thanks to use effect, there is parameter. There is two parameter. One parameter is until comma, and second parameter is array, empty array. Empty array means use effect will be called only when component rendered first time. Only when component rendered first time, use effect would be called, and never and dependency use effect not depend of any state. Not depend of any state. For example, if I write here postus, we can see what happened now. It means that use effect concretely here depend about state, variable state posts. And here is change of post. Here is post declare and assign value from use state, assign empty array. It is initial value, empty array. But here we have changes and set post and post change to response data, to full array of full of our post. And this change, okay, let's go to C. I refresh, I go to read. Component read.js has finished rendering. Okay. Component read.js has finished rendering. Now there is no post. Okay. After that have post. And after first time we have not post. Now we have post again. Okay. Again we have component. Okay. Now component read.js has finished rendering. Component read.js has finished rendering. It is a loop. We are in loop. And because of that, we don't need it. I can go from out of the loop. Okay. No. And because there is always changes. One, this is changes, and this is changes. And every change is called use effect. Call use effect, and use effect always work, and we have always rendered. It is connected with use effect cannot be cannot work without rendering, must be rendering. Use effect is only called by event finished rendering of component, and before use effect must be finished rendering, and we have always rendering loop of rendering. We don't need it, and because of that is empty. Only a moment, let I see if I show edit form. If I for dependency have here show edit form, we speak is changed only about update. When we touch update, we will re-rendering. Okay, let's go to C, and of course initial rendering. We solved these problems from before, okay, one times, and okay, it is finished. Now, when I have delete, not re-rendering, but update, we have read.js, because when I touch update, I change. We will see in the future when I spoke about update, we change show edit form. After that, we will show edit form. Okay, but you see that read.js has finished the rendering. Of course, we don't need it. We don't need it. It is connection. Finished. It means that we have re-rendering that component, but in that component we connect server and we take data from the server, send request get, hypertext transfer protocol get, and all that coding script solve, get a new post from server, and after that to see this is update edit form. And now when I update this form, for example the update, we will have again re-rendering of read, because now show form go false. Let's go to see update. Look at component read has finished rendering. Okay. And it is empty array, second parameter, again first parameter and second parameter. Look at braces, parentheses of parameter. This is this begin and this is end, and comma means separate parameter, two parameter, and no dependency for re-rendering. But also if we want some variable, some state as dependency, we will write that dependency here. Use effect. We have a variable posts. It is array of all posts as members of that array. And after all what we talk about in use effect, and post start with the empty array, and here set post to data from server. And now read component, there is a array post, full of post. It is important because a read component is a parent component to all other components in CRUD. It is parent component to create, to update, to delete. Read, we have 4 functionality in CRUD. Read is mother and father here, is parents, and child are update, delete and update, and delete and update, and create. Let's go to, it is important because data can flow only from parent to child. And parents read, there is a post, all post, there is array post. And we have all about that post. We have ID, we have heading, and blog post. There is three field every post. And for delete, we must know ID of post, what we delete. For update, we must know ID, and we must know all field and all other field of post that we want to edit, update. And of course, form create, we can by that form create new post. And something is interesting. Every action of CRUD, for example, add post, there is a protocol, there is a hypertext transfer protocol put. Let's go to see create post. Protocol post, it is hypertext transfer post. Hypertext transfer post. It is protocol for za slanje podataka. And here is endpoint address. It is server, naš projekt na serveru, our array, it is address of our array on the server. It is hypertext transfer protocol. Post is part of that protocol. And we send, and after address, we have a curly bracket. It means object, heading and blog post. It is data what we send to server, heading and blog post. ID will be add automatically. It is post data. Delete in read. And because we must not ID for delete, we must not ID for update and all other about post. We have post parents have state post, and post go in every row. Every row is ID heading blog post. And actions delete or and update. Here it is. The table key post ID here, post heading, table cell. What is table body? It is a child of read. What is table cell? What is here is created add new post. It is created add new post. It is create element. It is our custom React element. Create element. It is create component. And here it is child of read. Link is child. Link is child. It is React element, and link is React element is child. Link is child of read. Create is child of read. Table cell, table. It is capital letter we create with. It is React element, table. Table header is React element. I use the semantic user interface. Here it is semantic user interface React. What it means? It means that React have a package, have a library of HTML element and CSS. Together, React create some combination in semantic React. And when we install semantic user interface React, we copy this table, and use how many we need. This is React element. This is React element. All that is React element. And we use that React element for table here. We need table. And here in that element, all that is child of read. And in that child, we have every child. There is a value, there is properties. Because A React element is object. Every React element is object. And here is post ID, but I must correct myself. It is here. It is not properties. Here it is a value. Value what we see on display in presentation. Properties we will see in other example. There is a lot of. It is a value. It is value, and we can state that value because we are in a level of parents. That table is child of read component, and it is normal value from read component. But of course, we must use map for every list of component. For every list of data, we must use map. This slice function and reverse, it means that we slice it descending, or last post is topic, from last to first. And post s, it is from parent, from parent variable post from read, and the method slice, and method reverse, and method map. Map is always for that. Map is always for a list, when we need list, and we now need list of array post. Array post, we need a list descending from last to first, and here is a value. It is a value. It is a value what we see between open a React element to close the React element, and we see post ID in curly brackets. It is always value, and we will see post ID, post heading, post blog post, and here is interesting what I will spoke in a separate video about update. Very, very interesting solution. But now I show you here update. Update is our component, update component. Here it is. And update component, there is properties. Here is properties. Update component or React element is object. And that object, there is properties. Every object can have properties, and React object, their properties. And we short call it props. And now you see difference between state and props. State is something what we create, we declare, we assign from hook use state. And only we can change with set state, what we call set post, set show edit form, and set updated ID for better organization, better maintenance. State is something what produced from hook use state. It is posts, show edit form, update ID. And it is state variable state. But properties is variable. Properties is we short call that props. And state can be changed only by hook use state, concretely function set state. It is all set state, but for better understand, it is, we can call that set post. set edit form, etc. Okay, it is state, but variable is variable. Properties and state, all that is variable, but here is a very important thing. It is flow management of data, is that data go from parents to child. Data, what we change with use state is state, and data what coming from parents, what coming from that state what coming in child component is properties. Here it is create, there is a properties, add new post, it is property, but value is in curly brackets, concretely value, we will see what is it, and here it is post is properties, props, but value we assign post, here is a post, we give name post variable here, equal, and assign value, we assign value post, curly bracket, concretely, it would be concretely post. What post coming in update? It post what we want update, always coming one post, and that post must have all of that post what we want to update, must be ID. Because of that update button, there is in every row, there is a update button, there is a delete button, update, delete, because look at 6, and if we have in one row ID, heading, blog post, in one row we have one post button, and now when we click on button take that data of that row, take ID, heading, blog post, one word post. Now which post we must edit, and because of that is a read form, read component is the best for CRUD, for complete operation, create post, read post, here is a form for create, down is read, it is table of all posts, and in every row we have update and delete button, and possibility to update and delete concretely post. Here is a button. Button is also React element. We have properties color, on-click color. Look at here properties, post, here, handle update post, is properties, and here is a value. Set show edit, here is a value. Okay, and when I about other functionality of CRUD, I will speak in separate video, because because this video would be very long, too long. But we don't. This moment, I think that it is better to have separate video for other. I think, as I said, all interesting about read component. About read components, I think I said all what I need to say all about the read component. I said it is very important why it is parents, why we take it for parents. Because of table, and in that table every post in one row, and update button and delete button, and read is read have state, and that state can go in a child where they need to go. Okay, if you know somebody that needs a video like this one, tell them, comment, subscribe if you like if you like. If our community grow, we all learn more. More community, more learning. I create this video for total beginners, total React beginners, and I always I hope that I always teach total beginners, but after some time we will know all about React, and but explanation, every explanation, I think so, is practically, my explanation is practically for beginner, because the explanation, there is nothing for explain after beginning. After beginning, we have problems, but every of that problems will be solved by explanation of beginners. Okay, repeat, practice, practice, and practice. You know all about that. All of you go get in some school, elementary, high school, and faculty, and you know, repeat, repeat, and repeat. And after some time, when you more and more know about, concretely here, React, you will more and more love that program, and fighting against other programs. But it is with all. Every program, after some time, when you accept it and when you know it, understand it, we love it, and it is the same for all programs. There is no better and better or no or less better. All are better, and all programs there is a place. There is a place, and there is a goal and a reason for use, and we like it when we know use it. Thank you for watching this video.